Hey y'all. Okay, so I said I was going live tonight because I wanted to talk about some of these have a couple of these conversations, right? Hey y'all. Chantelli, you need to go ahead and request. So y'all can't, the skin, you know. I just got out the shower, y'all. I had to put my little stuff on. But yes, hey everybody. So I'm coming on because I want to open up this conversation. I feel like, is that your natural hair that grew that long? Girl, come on now. Sis, I was this short at the beginning of the summer. You know what? I have been having to weave a lot because I have not been wanting to deal with it. But no, of course it's not. I can't even lie. I wish I could. No. But yes, I'm allowing anybody, if you want to come on and we're going to just have conversation about some of the things I've been posting, just request to come on. I don't care who you are. Like, if you have something to say, let's get the conversation started. So, pretty much I posed a question today and I said, do black people, do they value black lives? Like, basically. And so, you know, I just want to ask that question. I want to see what, like, this conversation has not really been had. And every time it's attempted to be had, you know, people come in and they're like, black on black crime doesn't exist. This is a ploy for, you know, like a divisive ploy for white people to get off topic and, you know, make it okay to be killing us. And this is not the purpose of that. The purpose of me bringing this conversation, Black Men Deserve to Grow Old. This is one of the t-shirts. This is a limited edition. But the purpose of it is because we need to start the conversation. Like, I'm from Detroit. If anybody knows something about Detroit, Chicago, Memphis, St. Louis, any of those cities, like, it's written with crime in our community, you know? And I don't even know if some of y'all have witnessed how some areas be gentrified, right? And some of the worst areas none of us would ever move in. White people can go move their job. I'll see areas in Detroit. I'm like, damn, this is bad as hell. People just doop. Like, I'm like, you ain't scared? Because I'm scared of my own people. I'm scared to go move in the hood. I'm scared to go find a plot of land and be like, oh, dang, that was $1. Let me build up a big ass house. And these people are doing that. And I'm just like, how do y'all feel so safe and so comfortable? Meanwhile, I'm black. I should feel safe and comfortable amongst my own. And it's kind of like a problem. So yeah, I just want to have this conversation because I don't think it's being had enough. And maybe people don't want to have it. Maybe it feels, it's just like, hey, this is what it is. It's nothing that can be done. It's too many fucking layers. Who am I? Who are you? Who is anybody to try to change this shit? And I'm like, it has to, because it's just getting worse. So I'm just going to open up the floor. If you want to join this live and speak on anything, like, I agree, it's always a problem. It is, but you got to think about it. Like, it's been a problem, persistent problem, but like, what has been done to try to really solve it? And I really want to start having things like conversation around it to see what can be done. Just if anything, you know. During this campaign, I have different politicians is going to come on. We're going to be doing lives. Like, right now, it's the very beginning. So right now, I'm trying to take it light. Like, we starting this campaign off kind of light, kind of feel what the people are feeling, what y'all are feeling. That's why I'm starting this live. Like, what are y'all feeling? What are y'all thoughts? You know, I get it's a little heavy. I get that it's probably a little funner to, you know, share things that's a little funny or fly and stuff like that. And I get all of that. But I'm like, at what point are we gonna start sharing things that are meaningful to us? Ain't nobody else gonna care about us except us. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna care about a black person's problem more than a black person, because we gotta feel this shit. And so I'm like, I don't wanna continue to act like this does not exist. I don't wanna continue to act like this is not a problem. I don't wanna continue to look over it and be like, you know, that's too political, that's too controversial, that's too deep, that's too heavy. I don't wanna do that no more. I feel like that's a disservice to my fucking son. And I couldn't even imagine being a mother. And real talk, I mean, y'all all know I've been in a situation where I lost my brother, but prior to that, I could have lost my man. And I've never really talked about that much, you know. And I'm not gonna go super, super deep into it, but I'm like, that's just by the grace of God that I didn't, because I couldn't even imagine having losing two people that's super important to me. And you could say like, well, you know, what about the music? You know what I'm saying? It's music. Yo, dude, he support music. It's like at the end of the day, I do agree. The music industry is definitely an industry that supports a lot of different conversation and just the whole narrative. But it's like, it's not designed like my dude ain't designed that. Like that shit, it's like a systematic design like everything else. And it's like the only thing, it's just like the whole system that was developed and designed for him to live in. He was supposed to be a cracked out baby, still struggling in somebody's hood somewhere. That's what the system designed for him. You know, his family, his mother and father, as he talk about it in his music, which, you know, he's telling his truth. They fell subject to it. So it's like the way it was designed, everybody that fell into that little hole was supposed to perish pretty much. And he rose above and he used the system against itself. So in this rap game, that's still what he's doing. And me personally, it's like, it ain't something that I'm necessarily say I agree with in terms of everything that's being promoted. No, I don't. But at the same time, it's just like he literally used his brain the best way that he possibly has to build something so phenomenal. And the way that he gives back, it's like it outweighs all of the other shit that's already gonna be in place and design. And if it ain't him, it's gonna be somebody else, because that's just the way it's set up. So, you know, like it's layers to it, you know. It really is. But I'm just like, what can be done? So that's the point. I can't even imagine going through what you went through back in 2009. Just pray for him. Yeah, we got to pray for him. But faith without works is dead. And we definitely need to put a little bit more work forth to be able to just kind of like, I don't know, something got to change. I don't know, it's something, because I'm like, like I said, the fact that some people can move in the most violent areas and still be straight, like, explain that to me. Somebody, make it make sense, because it don't make sense. I believe family dynamics within black families should be discussed as well. I do too. I think that has this plays a big part of that. It really does. It's layers. It's like about to be pulling back an onion. And that's why I have so many great people that I'm like, y'all don't even understand the immense amount of work that I've been putting forth for this, so we can have layered conversations. No, just having a baby, then having to go through what we went through. Yeah. No, it was a lot, but I'm telling you, something about that, I don't know. I just felt super protected. I can't even explain. I do have a strong spiritual sense, and something about that just had me feel like I was super protected. I can't even really explain it. I don't know. But I'm glad that I was, because I could not have imagined to deal with that then at that time, and then followed by a couple years later, what I've experienced, one of the closest people to me. Like, if y'all see Ari and Trey, no, that's me and my brother. Like, it's just a splitting image. Like, it was the same 3-year difference. It's like the same thing. So when you see them, imagine, like, dang, I see how, like, I couldn't even imagine them losing one another or whatever. But yeah, so anyhow, if you want to join in on this conversation, I feel like the black community should help each other more, not just for social media. I agree. You know, when I posted that, it was a video I posted today. Y'all can check it out. And I said, let me pull up this stuff to make sure I want to not misquote. Never mind, I don't even have it. But pretty much I said, do the black community, or do black people feel Black Lives Matter? And when I was in that video, I was talking about, like, I was so frustrated after my brother passed. I was dealing with a whole lot of emotions, right? I was like, man, we come together hard when somebody takes our life. Like, we come together in droves, like, advocating and fighting. And don't get me wrong, on one hand, it's necessary. It gotta be, because if we don't, then we're gonna okay it and we'll set precedents, and then it'll be like, oh, it's really, really okay. Like, it'll never deter anybody from that side. But I'm like, how do we deter people on the black side? Because we ain't coming together in droves. We need to deter some motherfuckers, because they real comfortable. Like, oh, nigga, your life ain't worth shit. I'm gonna show y'all something. In my research that I was doing, there was a guy that got his life taken over grass clippings. Went to his neighbor like, man, you know, like your grass clippings. I don't know the exact conversation, but it's like that's what he was going over about. Like probably asking, can y'all not have it on my line? No matter if y'all, like, some people might be like, why he even go over there? That's petty. But it's like, no matter what, it's like a black life is worth being taken over grass clippings, bro. That shit is ridiculous. And something like that shit is just ridiculous. You can't make it make sense for me. It's just like, that's how you feel. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of different things. Let's see. I'm just having to say how to develop a need for continual ongoing support starting in the home. How to develop the need for continual ongoing support starting in the home. And so when you say that, why don't you, well, you probably can't join on because I'm sure if you could, you would have requested it. Still in the fact that black lives do matter. We have to make our children believe that. Well, no, we do. It does. I mean, we have to. Because the thing is that children don't do what you say. Like me raising children, one thing I can tell you for sure, for certain, is that they don't do what the hell you say. They do everything that you do. Everything. So if you set in examples like, you know, black lives don't matter, you know, like you saying certain things, like, and I get it, it's so fucked up because I get how people can fall into that, like fall victim to that, you know, just how they were raised, how they were talked to, the environments. It's I can just see it. So it's layered conversation for sure. It really is. I can't stress that enough. Hey everybody. So as everybody's coming back on, I don't want to get off the subject, but how do you feel about baby number 3? Yeah, we ain't even gonna talk about baby number 3. I got too much work to do. Children require so much of your invested time that, to be honest with you, I invest a whole lot of time that I don't even be feeling like I have. Like, well, let me say this. Probably like, damn, I don't want to get that time up because I could be doing X, Y, and Z. Me personally, I take my job as a mother so seriously. It's like one of the most important for me personally. You know, everybody don't got to be the same, but for me, it's like I got to give it my very best. And I need to sacrifice for them. And so I don't think I'm willing to make no more extra sacrifices at this time in my life. I'm sold up on the sacrificial offerings, okay? So, yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, pretty much for the people that's coming in, right, Mia time. For the people that's coming in, I'm letting anybody join on. If you would like to join on, just request. We're about to have a conversation. Do black people care about black lives? Do black lives matter to black people? What y'all thoughts on that? What are y'all thoughts on this campaign? What does this speak to you? What does black men deserve to grow old mean speak to you? Like, I want to just hear from you guys because I'm posing this question and it's something that I'm advocating for, but it's just like it couldn't be one person that advocate on behalf of George Floyd. It takes a force, a strong force. You guys are that strong force. And if you believe that it matters, if you believe that it's something that we should be advocating for, if you believe that it's some change that needs to be had, it's like, that's what the people are here for. And it's not to be controversial. It's not to, I don't want to point blame. One thing I think that we don't get too far as black people is because we're always trying to place a blame on somebody. It ain't time for the blame game. Alexa, play Kanye West's blame game. Like, this ain't what that's here for. We're not doing that. And I think we get so caught up in placing blame or focusing on black and white issues so much that we miss the fucking point that within our own blackness, it's a lot of work to be done. But if you don't take accountability because you're trying to put blame off on somebody else or something else or the system, we all know this. It's systemic. We know that white people done fucked us up. We know that. We could talk about it if y'all want to. But at the end of the day, what we gonna do about it? Where we gonna start? We don't have all the answers, but we're gonna be a starting point. And I think that, like I said, it's gonna have people that have to join in on the conversation and get the conversation started for any change to even take place. Acknowledgement is step number 1. So I'm gonna be on here for a little while. If nobody decides to join on, that's fine. Y'all can catch the next live that'll be coming on. I'll be having Senator Katrina Robinson. She'll be coming on. I'll be having hopefully, I need to just make sure our schedules can align, but the mayor, the ex-mayor of Detroit, but he has a lot of wisdom, so we're hoping that our schedules can align for that. And we have a few other people that can add value to this conversation and really try to figure out what can we do. So if you got an idea, if you got something you want to say about this campaign, even if you feel like you don't agree, I'm open to that. It's fine. Like, I'm cool with I'm not going to say a debate, but just a devil's advocate, if you may. Like, I'm cool with that because shit, people got like different perspectives on this issue. And like I said, I know it's layers. Somebody could say like, yeah, well, I don't know. I'm just open to hear whatever. So I'm going to be on here for a minute. So let somebody know that I'm on. If you know somebody who loves to argue about a black issue, send this live to them. Let them know that I'm on so we can start talking and like I said, start the conversation. So, yes. And hey to everybody that's waving. I see you guys. Yeah, so I don't know. Do y'all have any questions about this campaign? Like, wondering anything? I am about to start introducing the families that we're helping too. And one of my goals with this campaign, just as we're waiting on anybody to muster up the courage to come on and join this live, yes, I am gonna start, like, one of my goals is to actually help my brother. So 33, just to let y'all know, 33 is a special number to me, right? 33 is a special number to me because first of all, like, my brother often referred to it as Jesus year, right? So when Nipsey died, he was just so touched by him, like, man, he died in his Jesus year, he was a good person, yada yada, whatever. And so anyhow, when my brother actually passed and he was 33 years old, and it was just like, dang, he passed in his Jesus year. I remember he used to always make that a big deal. And 33 has just resonated with me ever since then. So I really want to bless like 33 families if I can. Different people. The next time I run a campaign that's similar to this one, and it's going to probably be another Black Men Deserve to Grow Old, but I want to find more families to be able to help. My vision with this campaign is to be able to raise this money. This campaign will pay for people for the family to have mental health, just mental health care or whatnot. So I have a very awesome psychotherapist that is going to help to rid them of anxiety and get rid of some of that depression, and like deal with a lot of the issue. Like, loss is a mug. Like, if you've never had a serious close loss, and then if you have had several of them, you've probably been a little immune to them. Like, you probably just kind of like, damn, it's another one. Like, you can become a little like I said, immune to them. And so if you have not felt the hurt of it, you probably don't know what it feels like. But it's very painful, and shit, life is a mug in itself. So it's like, if you got that plus all of the other things with life, you got to deal with that shit. Because if you do not deal with that shit, you probably will be a person that's taking somebody else's life without even thinking, because mentally you just ain't really sound. And I think that's really what's probably going on more so than not, that a lot of these people that are doing these things, they not thinking. They can't, they mental is so crowded with trauma, with hurt, with this, with that, with life, with anger, with lack of love, all of these different types of things that they've never sorted through. So I have a request. Let's see. Send. Okay, that was a little weird. Look. Okay, we'll see how this goes. But anyways, so yes, I want to, hello there. Thank you for joining.
Hi. I wanted to give a chance to anybody else that wanted to join, since this is a conversation that we've had on multiple occasions. And y'all are very near and dear to my heart. But since nobody was joining, I just wanted to get on and say I am proud of you. And
thank you so much.
I know how much this campaign means for you, for Kenya, for the kids, for the family as a whole. And I just can't wait for other people to see how much hard work that you've put in and continue to put in, and how detrimental this and all of these similar tragedies have been to families and what people have to endure after experiencing something like this. So I just want anybody and everybody that's watching to truly dive in and hear Mia. And whether you're Black or whether you have kids, whether you have an uncle, brother, whoever, it's a serious conversation that needs to be had. There are a lot of men and people that are not healed, especially in our community. And having 3 boys myself, like, we definitely are making it a safe space for our kids to know that they're loved, to I think there needs to be more of that, letting men express their emotions and not shut them down, and to heal traumas that I think that's a big part of it. Black men with a lot of traumas, unhealed traumas.
Right. And it's so prevalent. I think Black people, like, I think it's Black people, just when you grow up in the Black community, you know, a lot of things that's normal, you know, like, it's like, oh, this is normal. Like, I can remember, like, growing up and having different family members, like, calling their daughters and shit, B-I-T-C-H, like, and I'm like, dang, that's, my mama never did that, so it was odd to me, but it became like my cousin. I'm like, you don't feel no type of way? She's like, no, she do that all the time, I don't care. But it's like talking to your kid like they a nigga off the street, like, yeah,
women angry with their sons for what their fathers did that are no longer in their lives or never have been in their life, taking the anger out on the boy that you have to look at that looks just like the father. I see it all day, every day. I saw it growing up. It's not okay.
Yeah,
it's not okay.
And it's just, I mean, it's like, people, we're a strong body of people. Like, Black people, we strong, we can take a lot, but at the end of the day, it ain't.
But that's a clutch that the rest of society uses, is just the same for Black women. They're strong. No, we're human.
Right. No, exactly. I mean, it's like, yeah, we are, but it's like, at the end of the day, shouldn't nobody have to channel that type of strength? Because at the end of the day, we are emotional, spiritual beings. And when you damage a person to that degree, like, man, it's things festering inside of them that they don't even know. You know, these shit, we don't know what's going on inside. We don't have no damn what is it?
You have no idea. I just saw where a young man took his life. I guess I don't know who he is. I think he's in sports. Ty, I think, is his name, and seemingly happy, wonderful life, celebrity life. He took his life the other day. Like, you don't know what somebody's going through. Black young man, 22 or 23 years old, took his life, and people are in shock. And I'm like, people mask a lot of hurt with laughter.
Right. They do. And that's why I started this live off in the first place, just saying, like, you know, I know that this is a heavy topic. You know, I know people will prefer to see, like, fly shit, fun shit, funny, like, all of that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, at some point, we got to come face to face with the things that really do matter. Yeah. So that's what this campaign is about. Yeah, it's really.
Everybody's buying their shirts and hoping for helping a good cause, because this is an amazing cause. If y'all don't know, this is an amazing cause.
Yeah. I'm super. Thank you so much, Dana.
Love you.
Love you too. Thank you so much. Bye. So, yes, anybody else that would like to join on, feel free. I was just letting people know that, you know, you can join on and join the conversation. I had a video up earlier that said, you know, do Black people value Black lives? I'm paraphrasing it at this point. But I just want to have that conversation. Like, this campaign is all centered around starting the conversation, not providing solutions necessarily. Like, I would hope to come to some sort of solution, but I don't have the answers. I mean, I just don't. But I want to advocate for us to come up with some answers on what can we do? How can we change this narrative? How can, you know, premature deaths by crime and violence, you know, be something that's not the top 5 ways that young Black men die? Like, that shit is fucked up. And what really made me, when I was talking to my sister-in-law was going to grieving counseling, right? And she said it was like probably about 15 people in there, right? 15 people in a grieving counseling. And she said, you know,
pretty much all of the white women that were in there, their husbands died from old age, their husbands died from sickness or something like that. Like, it was some type of kind of almost, I'm not going to just say natural death, but it wasn't a homicide. She said, like, pretty much it was like probably 4 women, like 3 out of the 4 women husbands were taken, like black women were taken due to violence. And I was just like, dang, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it just kept speaking to me like, black men deserve to grow old. Black men deserve to grow old. Like, black people deserve to grow old, right? Because I'm going to have a whole nother campaign that's going to come a little bit later for women. So don't think that this is like, oh, it's only like like black people do, but we breaking this thing down because it's something specifically to women that, you know, like that I really want to drive home or whatever and make us more aware about. But when it comes down to black men, you send your husband or your son out the door, it's a high risk and a high chance that he may not come home at the end of the night. And he does not. And the thing is that what I want to drive home is that it's not a poor black problem. This ain't no poor black problem. And that's the part that I think most people think it don't apply to them because, like, well, I don't live in the hood no more. My brother didn't live in the hood no more. My brother he ain't no drug dealer. That wasn't his life. Like, he was at work. He was selling the car. He actually started a legitimate business. You know, so it's not a poor black problem. It's not it can be like you could send your son or your husband out the door, your man out the door, and he could chance not coming home. And especially in certain type of cities and stuff like that. And then some people may say, well, that's why I want to live around, you know, white people. But then you go out there and then you can chance, you know what I'm saying, being victim of interracial crime. Like, it's like you get it from all sides. Like, the shit is fucked up. Like, the odds are just so stacked heavily that I'm just like, bro, if we can't change nobody else, if we can't get nobody else to value us, whatever they feel about us, the prejudice and all of that, the racism, we should be able to start with ourselves. And that's my purpose. That's my point in saying, like, let's start the conversation within our home because we should care to do something right. Like, so that's why I'm starting. So if you want to come on and you want to share a thought, if you want to come on and ask a question, if you want to come on and just say anything and join in on this conversation, the floor is going to be open. I'm going to be on here for another like 30 minutes or so. But yeah, just come on. Like, what do you think? Have you experienced this? Like, is this something like, yeah, like, what is your reluctance to even joining on a conversation? Does it make you uncomfortable? It's like questions that need to be asked. Because like I said earlier, this is something that I'm advocating for, but if any change is ever going to be had, it's not a battle. It's not a problem that I can like fight along. Like, if other people believe these same things, and it's like, we got to open up the floor, come together and start talking about it and start putting our heads together to figure out what can we do about it. That's just like if it was one person who was like, you know what, I feel like that was really fucked up what happened to George Floyd. I'm gonna do something, and nobody else stood by that person's side. We wouldn't have got a conviction. Nothing would have probably happened. It would have just been another black man killed by a white man, right? But you have to like, you know, come together and just, like I said, advocate for change. And that's just what I want to do. So if you believe in this cause, request to come on and we can have a conversation. And if you would like to see somebody to have this conversation with, let me know, because I have reached out to quite a few people who are planning to come on throughout this campaign to have these different types of conversations. So turn on your post notifications. Yeah, and let's get the conversation going. So is my music pretty loud? I thought I turned it down. And I feel like every time I stop talking, it seems like it's getting louder and louder. Yeah. So yes, guys. I see people coming on, coming off. Hello to everyone. I'm just gonna keep like, you know, kind of resetting the room and just letting y'all know what's going on. Pretty much, I'm just keep putting it out there that right now I want to discuss, do black people Um, do we care? Do we care about our own lives? Do we value our own lives? And of course, that's a very we can't speak on like that's a generalization type of statement, right? I did generalize, and I did pull us all together. And if you like, no, that's not me. I do care, whatever. You probably do. But as a whole, in terms of the behavior, how we act in, how we take people's lives so senselessly, like trying to figure out where did that come from? Why is that the case? How can that not be the case anymore? Is it a thing of harsher punishment? I know. Oh, one of the statistics that I did find was that a lot of these cases where a black life was taken, the person who actually committed the crime, I got to look at the statistics again, but it was a very high percentage of a person who was like awaiting trial for some other pending case. And I know in my brother's case that was like, damn, that's a thing. So in my brother's case, the guy had literally just committed attempted murder on somebody else's life for like about 3 days prior, or let me see, a week prior or so. So he had just got out of jail on a bond. And then that's when he committed the, like offense against my brother. And so I was just like, that's crazy. Why they let him out? He just tried to take somebody else's life. Like, how did he get out? Like, I wonder how much was his bond for him to even get out like that. And it was just crazy because I started reading and watching documentaries, and it was like, yeah, this is all part of the system. It's like, we'll let you out, take down a couple more people, and then, we'll lock you up. Like, you're going to go to jail anyways for the bullshit that you did. So go do some more bullshit, and then we'll lock you back up. You could probably have life, 30, 40 years, whatever. But it's like, that's fucked up. Like, damn, you just gonna let somebody out just to wreak havoc on society just like that? But I'm like, I think that probably is doing somebody's dirty work. So it's just a lot. Like, looking into all of this for me, doing the research, it has been a lot that has been unveiled. And that's what I'll be sharing with you guys throughout this campaign. So again, if you just want to jump on, if you have any questions, if you want to add value to the conversation, if you want to, like I said, be devil's advocate, feel free to just request to join and we can get that going. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm trying to see, do I have any questions? If y'all could too, put your questions in the questions. Or, yeah, I guess there's no questions. People are making statements and things. So if you do have any questions, just put it there. Also, in terms of these shirts, this is a limited edition Black Men Deserve shirt. I really like it's, so I like it. I love this color. But it's a sweatshirt. And so the proceeds will be split between 3 families, and these families will be supported. They will get mental health services. I have a psychotherapist that is going to provide therapy services to the families, a financial advisor that's going to sit down and help them to really sort through their finances, and then also just to make plans for how they can really sustain where they are and things like that. And then once they do actually get the proceeds from this campaign, then they'll also have a plan for money. So they'll already have a plan in place. And I was a finance major. I don't know if y'all know that, but I'm going to tell y'all on a finance 101, make plans, really sit down, spend about an hour if you can with your finances. I don't give a damn how much you make. Don't matter how much you make. Sit down, understand what is all your financial responsibility, from your kids' daycare expenses to, you get your nails done. Just write all that stuff down so you can see where you need to be, so you can see how much you need to spend, so you can see how much you need to save, how much can you save. Just be very responsible with your finances, because I don't know if a lot of people do that, and you'll probably get it, spend it real quick, buy some stuff. And not to say you don't need to buy some stuff, because you definitely need to treat yourself. You work too damn hard not to, but at the same time, you got to be very responsible with what you're given. And so that's why I want it to be, when the funds come in from here, it's they may probably say when they're working with their financial advisor, I want to be able to buy me something nice because I've been so sad, whatever. They may say that, so they'll factor that in, but they'll have to look at everything. What else do you have to do? You know what I'm saying? Let's take care of the needs first and then deal with the wants later. So If you go to shopmamiyo.com, you will be able to purchase your shirt or your sweatshirt. You can buy one for your kids. I have for infants, I have for kids, I have for women, for men. You can buy them, and like I said, the proceeds will go. I'm actually gonna do like a gifting ceremony, and so I will probably do that like by invite only type of thing because it'll be small and intimate. But when we gift those families, make the donation to them, it's going to be something that's super dope. I'll, let different people who have supported the campaign, so some type of way, I'll be able to invite a small group of people and things like that. So I'm super happy about just everything. I really am. So I'm super, super happy. Thank you, KJ. Are you a therapist? I know you can add some value. But yes, y'all, I want to help. Like, y'all really don't understand in the position. So if you've been following me for a while or whatever, I've done different things or whatever. And I had to sit with myself, like when I be on my cycle, I talked about being on my cycle. My cycle is being where I take a break from just constantly trying to, do. And it's like, sit down, like, don't do actually. Like, just sit down, collect your thoughts. What are you trying to do? Why do you want to do what you want to do? What are you motivated by? Just all of these different things. And one thing that I realized, like even with the Mami Yo, one of the biggest things that I want to do is tangibly help people, from mothers, like, mothers that don't have. It's like I want to do things like have a luxury mom sale, right? And the reason I say luxury is because I hate a flea market type mom sale. It's just, bro, it's like going to somewhere where it's just, yeah, that shit just don't do me well, right? Oh, hey, Cam. So Cameron is on, he's actually a part of the financial group that will be helping the family. So Cam, if you want to join on here, introduce yourself, that'd be dope. But, and KJ, I said, are you a therapist? Because, I'm sure from a psychology standpoint, you could probably add value to this conversation. So if you ain't scared, jump on. I got about 15 more minutes to be on here. But yeah, so pretty much, let me go back. So I just been figuring out I really want to help people. I want, like, y'all will see, I have to do more where I'm actually tangibly helping people. And helping not going to always be somebody getting a check. Follow Adolph for that. Like, he will give away a Lambo. He'll give away 25K. You probably got to do a little something, something. But, with me, you may get that too at some point. But right now, we start and we doing like the basics. I really want to teach a person how to fish. Not just always giving somebody something. That could be a little enabling sometimes. I want to teach you how to fish. So even though we're going to gift some people something through this campaign, the biggest thing that I want to do is teach them how to sustain. Like, you just lost somebody. You got a lot of life decisions and financial decisions to make that I want to equip you with how to make these confidently, and know who to go to and start to feel comfortable. Because a lot of people be like, I don't want to work with no financial analyst. I don't want nobody all up in my finances. For Black people, a lot of Black people, that's a very sensitive topic. And I think we've been like just tricked, or heard so many stories of people being tricked or misused or gotten over, that you like, shit, I don't have much. I'm trying to, shit, like, let me let me hover over my shit. Y'all don't need you all over here. But at some point, we gotta, when people that have certain information that can advance us to the next level, yeah, we need to be able to rely on them and utilize those resources. And that's what I want to just advocate for. And that's why I'm not just like, hey, we're just gonna write off a check. No, we about to do some work. We about to try to advance people, grow and glow. If you ever was with the podcast, yeah, we want to grow and glow people. Yeah, even in out of their hurt, out of their dark spaces. That's what I want to do. I really want to help. Because honestly, I feel like God has literally blessed me beyond measure, despite my loss. Despite losing my brother, like, don't get me wrong, that has, if anybody knows me, if anybody on here and they know me, I've changed so much through that loss. Like, it's changed. Like, sometimes I'll be like, damn, I don't know who I am no more. All right. Like, literally, and when I say it, not in no bad way, it's matured me, but it has me not taking shit for granted. Right. Not taking relationships for granted, not taking my peace for granted, not taking my life for granted. just a lot of different things, because life, I just saw, like, you know, we don't like to think about death. Like, we living in the moment. And we don't like to think about it. And when I was faced with it so closely, it was just like, man, everything needs to have meaning. And if it doesn't have meaning, then you need to figure out how you about to deal with that. And so that's where I've just been on. Everything got to be meaningful. Everything got to be intentional for me. Everything got to be purposeful for me. Yeah, that's just where I am. So yeah, that's why I'm doing some of the things that I'm doing. That's why I'm gonna try. And I want to tell y'all this too, while we just waiting, just to encourage somebody. I've done a lot of different things. I've written a book, and I'm like, you know, I've heard like from different family members like, "We doing, stick to one thing," and it's like, literally, try as many things until you figure out what that one thing is going to be. Like, don't let nobody shame you or make you feel bad, because eventually, depending on, like, don't get me wrong, you don't have to be all aimlessly out, like, all over the place. But if there's different things that you feel like, I want to try this, and you have the ability to try it. Because at the end of the day, one day you may not have that same ability. Shit changes every single day. You know what I'm saying? It may not just be death. It may be you lost a baby toe. Who the fuck? Anything can happen. So it's like, why you have the breath, the life, the energy, the mind to do, just try it. And then you'll end up, like, after you try so many things, you'll probably really figure out where you want to be. And so right now, with everything that I've tried, it's like, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I guarantee y'all can mark my words, I'm going to save this live, because I'm going to have it for later on. You give me another 5 years, all of these things are going to come together, and people are going to be like, damn, like, I thought she was all over the place. Meanwhile, she was making plays that I wasn't even ready for. And I'm going to say, shit, I was the person, like the puppet. God was the puppet master. And he was just been having me working on different things and having me do what I can within my own means. And I think that everything will come together perfectly. Like, I can finally see, like, how all of my effort is not in vain. And so I'm saying that to somebody to say, like, don't let nobody make you feel bad about all of your trying and where your efforts are. Keep trying. And especially if God puts you in a position to where you can try and the bill's still paid and this and that and everything is done. It's like, try it. Figure out where your happy space is. Do shit that make you happy. Figure out what makes you happy. And I feel like that's what I've been doing. I figured out it's some shit that do not make me happy. It's some shit that don't make me happy. I'm like, I ain't doing that. Or pieces of it don't make me happy. So I'm gravitating to those that do. And I'm going to tell you one thing. This makes me happy because it's not about me. And I say that in the most humble way, because it's like, to be able to be a blessing to somebody else. If you know me, like, people that really know me and have known me, like, that's something, like, that makes me so happy, because it's just like it's like really a blessing to be able to bless somebody else. It really is for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, that makes me really feel good. Like, I have stories even before getting with Adolph, like, where it's a dude. It's a dude that I was kicking it with. And I'm gonna tell you, dude, like, to this day, he good. He opened up a school. He did so many things. But the day that I was like, this nigga could never be my nigga. We was in a McDonald's restaurant, so y'all know I was young too. We was in the drive-thru. I was in college, and somebody came up asking for some money to get a burger, whatever. He went flat foot off on dude. He went off on him, and when I tell you that I was so turned off, like, bruh, he was like, man, I worked so hard for what I got. You better, like, go down the street. My homeboy got something. You can, if you wanted to make some of yourself. Like, he just went off. And I just was turned off. I was turned off. I was literally turned off. It was like, you can never be my dude. Then I get with Adolph, and this man will literally, like, we done been out of town. He done took his shoes off his feet and gave it to a boy and, like, walked back barefoot. It's that type of shit that got me like, damn, like, it's the matters of the heart. Like, a nigga with a good heart, I'll take them panties out. Like, throw them right now. But no, just somebody with a good heart. I'm so appreciative of that. And so, yeah, like, I mean, it's just being able to bless somebody else. Because, man, life is a mug out here. Don't be too greedy. Don't be too cocky. You know, you can help somebody. So that's something I'm about. Let's see if people see it. The world will know Mia Jaye and Black men deserve to live. God has his hands on you. Thank you, Cam. I appreciate that. No, I ain't gonna even lie. God definitely does have his hands on me. He definitely has. He kept me, like I said, through this loss, y'all. I don't know. Like, it took a lot out of me, you know. And people be like, I mean, like, that's just my brother. I couldn't even imagine any relationship any closer than that. You know, I'm not gonna just say closer, but like, oh my God, like, I'm like, death is a hard one. That shit, it's like it's never no coming back. Like, it's just bold. It's so bold. Like, it is so bold. So I've definitely in this time, like, just really relied and laid on God. Like, man, just help me to, dang, like, just give me some sort of something to smile about. You know, now I was in a place like that at one point, and he did. And through my Mio, through everything that I'm doing, through my kids, through my relationship, he gave me a lot that comforted me, and I'm just appreciative of that. I'm appreciative because really, if anything else would have been hard to deal with, I'm telling y'all, my brother was one of them people that I would like turn to, and really like, you know, lean on. Like, you know, he was always there for, like, man, always there for me, like a great big brother. So that's why I feel so like I gotta be there for you in return. Like, I always tell people, like, he was there for me when he was here, and I feel like now that he not here, I gotta be there for him. So I'm surprised Ari ain't trying. Listen, tonight, y'all, I was milling, like, I've been on their ass. Like, look, bedtime is 8:30. We not playing no games. In that bed, I told them it's a 3 strikes type of thing. Y'all got 3 strikes, right? Now, throughout the day, y'all get 3 strikes. Let y'all strike out. Y'all activities, y'all basketball, all the shit that they love, we ain't doing it. We not doing it. Don't ask me. And you do it a second day, no game. Like, so I just really started using the things that they love against them. And they ass was on it. Trey was running around here. Like, they was in the bed 8:30. So, yeah, I don't know. I got their asses under. Like, I'm telling you, this summer, y'all, like, me being on my cycle and taking that time to really be able to spend a lot of time with them and really get in their mind, because I like to play mind games. I ain't gonna tell y'all, like, I really like to fuck with people's mind. So with kids, they easy, because they easy to fuck with their mind. I'm telling parents, we don't have to whip their ass like that. You can fuck up their mind. They kids, like, fuck their mind up. The biggest thing you got to do is just follow through. And I know that from firsthand, because I remember my mom used to try to fuck our mind up. She never followed through. And I used to be like, your ass ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit. Like, I used to call her bluff, and she never followed through. But I think she was just too flustered with life. I ain't too flustered with life. I'm meaning what the hell I'm saying. Don't play with me. And so I be fucking up their head. And so they don't play me like that. They don't try me. And I don't even never have to, like, whoop, like, I got blue and pinky, but they don't be trying me like that. Like, I be like, bro, you want me to call them folks? I showed them a kid juvenile. Like, so they was like 7-year-olds and shit. And I was like, listen, you act like you don't want to listen to me, I'm gonna send you somewhere where they gonna make you listen to them. I showed them, they terrified. They was screaming. So I be like, look, I'm about to call them folks. When I say call them folks, y'all, I'm telling you, you can fuck up their head. You don't gotta beat them. Just fuck their head up real quick. That's all. Okay, he was your best friend. You're living your purpose through him. Yeah, I am. That was my nigga. That was my nigga, for real. I ain't gonna even lie. He really was. But yeah, if y'all, one day I'm gonna do some parenting coaching. Cause I'm telling y'all, mind games with them kids, that should be funny. I pull over in a minute, like, y'all you wanna get out of my car? Like, I pull out. Like, one time I done pulled over and, like, get out, open up the door, put them out, about to, like, close the door. They was screaming. I'm like, listen, don't play with me. I'll show you crazy. I don't even got to never put my hands on you. You ain't gonna fuck with me, because I'll let somebody come pick you up. Like, I ain't tripping. I don't play them type of games with kids. You gonna mind me, okay? So yeah, we have about 5 more minutes. If anybody want to come on, want to ask any questions, like I said, if y'all want to support this cause, it's an amazing cause. Go to shopmamio.com. You can get like it's a variety of different. We got a variety this time from shoes, small, from youth, from babies to like 5XL. I think is like the largest that we have. So y'all get one. Like I said, it's gonna be to support them. And I think I'm gonna end up doing something like just randomly, like the people who have supported. I'm gonna do something like a nice dinner where I gift them the families and everything, and everybody who sponsored it, from the financial group, from the therapist. I want to have all of them in one place, and we gift these families. So that's my goal. That's what I'm looking to do. I know when I have kids, they're going to give me the blues. I'm going to do your method. Scare their ass. Scare their ass. All you got to do is just follow through. Don't be getting soft and shit. Get soft, you done lost the battle. They gonna pull your bluff. Kids, I swear, I feel like it's as early as infantry. They be knowing like when you bullshitting and when you soft. So get soft too early, then shit, you might have to use a fucking belt. Period. I don't know what to say. Don't get soft. Whatever. That's amazing. So proud of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to this all coming to fruition. I really am. But yeah, don't get soft on the kids, parents. Please don't. Shit, don't do it. So yeah, is there any questions anybody have? I got about 4 more minutes. Any questions, anything that y'all want to see happen through this campaign? Anybody that y'all would want to hear from? Anything that's like, just anything, like, I don't know. How do y'all feel about it? Like anything within these last couple minutes. You have really been working hard. I'm proud as well. Thank you so much. You didn't, well, I'm out 4 minutes away unless you about to join on and add some value. People been hanging up in there 9, 10, 11, 12 strong, going back and forth. But yeah, anybody, like, just join on. If you want to add, Gerard, if you want to add value to this conversation, request to come on. You in Detroit. But I always been advocating. So Gerard, the person that just said, I missed this conversation. This person, he got such a story to tell. And I've always wanted him to like share his story with young men, right? Because it's it's a powerful story. I've been knowing him since I was in 9th grade, and he a hot head. He been a hot head. He got a mouth on him. He always has. But a life experience that he experienced or whatever, and that he's like really pushed through, that I've like been proud to just see him push through. I've always wanted him to share that, because I'm like, it could probably, especially in Detroit, just give a different type of perspective to young men and stuff. So don't be rolling your eyes. I don't know which part, but I ain't lying. I ain't said no, nothing that's false. So, but I really want him to share his story at one point. I probably will try to get him, do a live with him so he can share his story, some of the things that he has experienced being in Detroit, near-death experiences. And it's like, by the grace of God, that he's still here. And so, yeah, I always advocate. He know that too. I've always advocated for him to share. Super brilliant guy. And I've always been like this my homie. I've always been like, man, you so smart. You can be anything. Like, you just so, whatever. But life, had a little way with him. But he's still pushing. He's still fighting. And he's doing really well. So I'm proud of him. So we have about 2 more minutes. So if Gerard isn't going to come on, that's fine. We can always catch him later, and he can tell that story. Y'all can join back, and we can catch that story and see if, he can add some value to Black men deserve to grow old. So, nah, real talk, though. We got to make sure Black men want to grow old for themselves. That is something, but I'm going to tell y'all, I think one thing that we got to do as Black people is to give a little more grace on one another. We got to really understand that, like, a lot of the things that have forced our men. That's cool, Gerard. We'll get on it again, for real.
But we got to understand that a lot of the things that our people are facing, right? I'm not going to just like put it all like on the white man or whatever. You said you got a 4X. I do have 4X. I got some, you know, you got to look at the sizes. I'm probably going to end up categorizing them on the site by different sizes. But we just got to have a little grace on us, because the things that have been placed for us, to kind of like imagine us in a maze, right? So many different things that block us from, you know, just kind of navigating. There's some people that don't know how to get out the maze. Some people just don't know how to get out of it. They just keep on hitting the fucking wall. Some people, you know, they have some sort of sense, some type of hand over them to help guide them through this maze. And a lot of people, I don't think nobody would want to not grow old. I just think they circumstances and shit, like people really fucked up mentally. And I think that like when we give grace, it's like, look, don't nobody fucking want to die for real. I mean, people can talk that heavy, tough shit all they want. Who really want to die? It ain't no coming back from death, period. Like, you don't even know what that shit looks like. Don't nobody want to do that. But when you are growing up in environments that's all you see, that's all you hear, that's all you know, tough tone shit, all you know is like gunplay, all you know is like, you know, don't disrespect, like whatever the fuck it is, you know what I'm saying? That shit's some mental shit. And I don't know, it's some mental shit. And I think that we're not gonna reach everybody. This campaign not gonna reach everybody. It's not. And I know that, and we all know that. But it's like at the end of the day, it's some people that can be reached, and it's some people that can be helped, and it's some people that probably want to be helped, but they don't even know how to say that they do. Like you said, I've been through some things, and looking back, for as smart as you say I still don't understand how precious life is. Gambling with your life every day is not the way to go, and I see us black men do it every day like second nature. But that's why I said it's the environment. Like you were in an environment that, like, if you would have been in any other type of fucking environment, if you would have probably grew up in West Bloomfield Hills, I'm sure that wouldn't have been your situation. It's the environment. It's like, it's the environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you become immune to like death and living life on the edge, you know, it's like you see so many people who don't die. You see so many people that don't get hurt. Like, it's like you're not thinking like that. And I can get that, because it's like, I don't know, like even the things that are put in front of you, like the things that glitters, this gold and stuff like that. I think that it's like I said, it's just like a little fucked up little maze to be in. And I'm not making excuses, right? Because I like that you taking ownership, but it's like at the end of the day, that's where that grace comes in, to be like, you still like, whether you knew it or not, you was young, you was a fucking kid, even if, you know, at that point, you kind of felt how you felt, right? Memphis was definitely, yeah, Memphis is. But you were young, you were a kid, and kids are super, like, you were young. You were just looking at the older niggas. One thing that's big within our community is like, or people, period. One thing that is huge is like, we gotta have like good role models, right? Kids need people to look up to. Who am I model after? Like, as a woman, who do I want to be like, right? And 9 times out of 10, them role models start with like being your parents, right? Your mother, your father. Gerard, I know firsthand, your dad wasn't there. Your dad was in jail. And so with that being said, some of the role models, yeah, your grandfather was there, right? But at the end of the day, younger men that you felt probably were cool, whatever, those appealed to you. Those were your role models. And there was a lot of them dodging a lot of bullets. So I'm sure that appealed to you. But I'm like, shit, we need to be talking about, well, what about these role models for these young kids? Like, who are they? Who do they have to look up to? Because that's important, because everybody needs a role model. Everybody needs somebody to model after. Shit, even artists, they be doing that. You sign somebody and be like, oh, this is the next Blase Splee. Like, I haven't said that long. But, you know, I think that it was probably just who you looked up to at that time. And I'm sure if you go back to it, whatever older nigga you was looking up to, yeah, man, you got my mind clicking now. I could take this so deep, too much to type while driving. That's cool. Don't drive. Don't drive and text to drive. Pay attention to the road. But yeah, we need mentors. We need people that's gonna be models. And the bad thing about it is that so many damn distractions, so many things that look so cool. Mentors who can also relate to the child's experience. Yeah. It's so much shit that just appears cool that it's like, well, shit, I look up to this person because they fly, they got all the shit, they got the latest this, they got the everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard to compete. You know, like it's kind of hard. They'll be like, you boring. You a boring motherfucker. I want this person. They popping. They is popular. They popping. They got all this shit. They fly. They jumping on jets. Whatever the case may be. Like, yeah, it's kind of hard to compete with these young people today, but they still need some good ones to be able to look up to. So most of the time, children don't want to listen to anybody that they think know it all. Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, you gotta be relatable. I think with children, it is about being relatable for sure. You gotta be relatable to. I mean, think to anybody. It's not just children. Shit, you can't come. It's all about your delivery, your approach. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. Yeah, you gotta connect with people. Nothing is gonna work if you're not connecting with people. We all like spiritual beings, and that energy is contagious. So like, give off good energy, a person to be able to attract to it like a magnet, and it could. Yeah, everybody needs to relate to somebody that's trying to impact them, tell them something to do, give them advice. If that's something that you can't feel, it's not gonna work. Shoot, like, the magnet ain't sticking. Like, so. I definitely agree. Yeah. Well, guys, this has been cool. I didn't get, too many questions, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Before mentors, we need new rites of passage. We'll let you explain that. We're going to let you tell your story on one of these lives. We're going to get you on and let you explain. Yeah. Which, like, you mean in terms of from the justice or the system itself, and we'll let you talk about it coming on the next time to explain. That's perfect. I set it up. But what is it, a black woman in business? What is it like being a black woman in business? In which way? And then I'm for real gonna sign off in about 5 minutes, but what do you mean, what is it like being a black woman? No, not at all. Yeah, Gerard, I'll let you definitely explain what you mean. But again, y'all, please, please, please support this campaign. Like I said, it's really for an awesome cause, to be impacting and helping three women and families that have lost their significant others, that are raising children, just all of that different type of stuff. And that we want to help to help them sustain their husbands and their child's fathers, like all of them. They have different type of setups, but to help them just sustain a legacy and keep things going and provide for the kids and be whole. Do you get hate? No, I do not get hate. I don't get hate, no. And I think you get what you give. I don't give hate. I'm not even that type of person. I've never really been a person that I haven't attracted hate, like I really haven't. And so I don't know. That's not my situation. Let me see. I don't get hate. And let's see. Do you get discriminated a lot? I don't. See, a lot of that stuff, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been in situations, and people be often wondering because I am brown. Like, everybody, you brown, you whatever. I've never been really stuck on my color. Like, my color for me has never deterred me. Like, right, I swear. How do I do that? Yeah, okay. So anyway, my color has never stood in my way. Like, I have never felt like I've been discriminated against. I've been in, I don't know. I just never felt like it's stood in my way. I cannot recall something where I felt like, oh, they didn't give it to me because I was black or because I'm too brown. Because I don't even think I realized that color, like that being black was such a bad thing. I think growing up in Detroit. So I grew up in Detroit. Detroit, like when people say like you the minority, like as being a black person, you the minority. Growing up, that shit didn't even make sense to me because I'm like, shit, we look pretty much like the majority to me. Like that white person right there, the only white person in the school is the minority. And I was thinking on, you know, I'm a kid, I ain't know. But I think just growing up in such a black place, let me see. Growing up in a black place, I never we got somebody to go live. The driver wanna go live. But yeah, I've never just had no discrimination. I haven't had it bad being a black woman, being brown. Like I mean, me, I be feeling like I'm the type of person, and I've always had this mentality like, what is no? Like, tell me no. Oh my God, I really noticing I shouldn't grow up in Tennessee. Yeah, I didn't grow up in Tennessee. Like, when I did move down south, I can tell you that I started to. That's when I started. My eyes started to open. Like, hey, wait. I guess like black people not supposed to be the shit. Like, I was really confused. Like when I went off to school, I saw things differently, and I even saw that like when I moved down south, they used to call me white girl, like because how I talk and how I would dress, how my hair. Like I used to be like white girl. Nigga, I'm from Detroit. What the fuck are you talking about? How am I a white girl? Like you're crazy, you tripping, you fucking dumb. Like I didn't get it. But it was just because I guess the way that I spoke, just I don't know, like it was just different. I think it was just the difference. But I haven't experienced that. And even when I lived in Memphis, I got a lot of opportunities when I was down south too. Just I don't know. I'm a person that's like, you ain't about to tell me no. Like I get what I feel like I want it. I'm going after it. I'm gonna get it. You get me on the phone, I'm gonna talk my way into some shit. Like I don't give a damn. I ain't the right color. I ain't gonna never know it because I'm gonna feel like it. So no, I ain't never been. I don't know. That's not my story. Yeah, but I honestly do think that that's me growing up in a black city during the years that I really needed to grow and be confident and know who I am and whatever. I think my being in that type of environment was super great. And that's one reason why you would never see me fucking get Hollywood and want to take my kids and be in an all-white environment because I want them to be able to see themselves and know themselves and see blackness as a fucking lit ass thing and positive black images and people and just feel good about who they are and not feeling like they like not good enough because they in this environment where nobody looks like them and then they feel discriminated. Because that wasn't my story. Black was popping, I was popping. No, you don't gotta come back. Oh, but no. So yeah, no, that wasn't my story. But yeah, I hear it a lot, and I don't know. That just wasn't my story. You don't have to come back. I'm sorry. That I was just. Yeah, I get that question a lot. I think because just me being brown and stuff like that, and people, I really do get that question a lot. Like, you didn't feel some type of way about being brown or insecure about it, and I just never have. So, yeah. Yeah, Memphis had a lot. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. What type of discrimination? What did you feel like it was discriminated against? Who was that? Miss Stack. What was you discriminated against? And I love how Ari is so confident. Yeah, no, she is, but that's just I think it started at home for sure. Because my daddy used to be like, "You my chocolate baby, you so beautiful." When anybody did used to try to talk shit about me when I was little. Fun fact, I was a fighter. I was a fighter when I was growing up. Like my daddy raised a monster. Okay, so he would be like, my daddy would be like, somebody come to you and they put their hand. He said they put their hands on me, but I probably was putting my hands on somebody else because if you said something to me that I ain't like, I wasn't from Tennessee. We ain't do checking in Detroit. Said some shit we ain't like. We about to just like, come on, put them hands up. So I don't teach my kids that because it's real petty. That's real dangerous. But I was that kid. I used to get in fights all the time. My mother would take me when I was like from like elementary school to like I probably stopped fighting 6th grade. But I will fight. Shit, you want to double team me? For it's going down. I'll fight both of y'all. Like, I was a motherfucker. Like, it's so crazy. I had a brother. I was so tough. I felt like, I fight boys. Man, I don't know. I was a fighter, though. But I'm not like that. I ain't even raising my kids to be all like that. Take up for yourself. It ain't no hoe in your blood, because you don't come from no bloodline with hoe in your blood. But no, we ain't fighting. I'm teaching my kids how to have their mouthpiece. Bonus, I got you, girl. I got you, boo. But yeah, but no, I'm an Aries. I am an Aries. Or whatever. But yeah, Aria, she's super confident, because I tell her every day, like, she just, I teach her every day how to own her shit. Like, somebody, like, just how to just navigate people and own her blackness, own her beauty, own who she is. Like, yes, like, yes. I don't want nobody to be able to attack her. You know how to deal with that shit. If somebody does, if they do, we ain't about to cry about it. We ain't about to whatever. Like, you gonna be strong enough to be able to weather that. But Aria, she's enjoying it. She loves school. She loves it. Princess Aria the best. No, she is. She is so sweet. Like, that girl right there, that's my we so tight. Like, that's my boo. She's so she's my boo. For real. But yeah, she's enjoying school life. She's she enjoying it. And I'm enjoying it for her, because she's able, being with me, I kind of like raise little independent kids and stuff, and kind of in this mature type of way. But now she getting she likes to play a lot, she 4. So depending, like, despite what it may seem, how tall she is and how well she speaks, she's still 4. So I'm glad that she's in an environment where she can play with other little kids and be real playful, and it's all okay. So perfect. But guys, listen, it's been fun. I hope my music has not been too loud, because it's definitely been a vibe. But I need to take my ass to sleep, because I've been getting to school late every day this week, because I go to sleep too late. Yeah, I need to take my ass to sleep. So it's been real. I will be doing these like once a week, just to to have a conversation with y'all about, what y'all thoughts are about Black men deserve to grow old. Again, I've explained to you what this cause is doing, who is helping. And so if this speaks to you, even if you don't buy a shirt, that's fine. If you don't buy a sweatshirt, it's okay. But just share the content. Help us to get that conversation going. Share the content. If you come across something that I post, statistics, interviews, just take a moment just to look at it, because it's all of our responsibility to seek change on this particular topic. And if no one ever has the courage or to take the stand to seek out change, I just feel like it probably never happened. And it's going to take one of us to really do it, and not focus on what white people doing, what non-Black people are doing, who on board with us. As long as we can get enough of us on board to figure out what needs to be done, something can be done. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a good night. Again, go to shopmamio.com to get your Black Men Deserve to Grow Old tee. This is the limited edition one. I think it's super dope. I love the color. But yeah, just go on there and catch me. Turn on the post notifications. Check out what I have already posted. Leave your commentary. Thank you so much for joining on. And I pray everybody have a great night tonight. So y'all take care and good night.
They never believed in me. They never saw Baylor the breadwinner. They never thought Baylor could win dinner. I had to boss up like Bay, check the mirror. I went from a 0 with no one to lane. Now when I step out, I carry 2 names. Now when I speak, bitch, I'm rapping for fame. When I catch my bad bitch, I'm buying 2 chains. One cause I made it and one just to flex. One for the cameras and one for the jets. One gon' say Bay in the other respect. Bitch, I need some money to ice on my neck. I need some money to buy me a yacht. Then I need a check just to fill up the box. And I need my Benjis to come by the knots. If we can't talk money, then fuck out the